Hey everyone, here to introduce Adam Carswell. He probably has more audience than me, but anyway, he needs no introduction, I guess. I
You never
think.
know.
So Adam recorded me, so he's he's doing me a favor and letting me record him. Adam does a podcast. He has even sponsors. He's doing great in it, mostly in the real estate space, I would say. I'll let Adam talk about it a little bit. But yeah, please tell us about your podcast and what you usually talk in there, all that stuff, Adam.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Raju. It's an honor. It's funny you led with saying that I might have. I when I first met with you and speak with you, even up until you said that, I was assuming that you might have a bigger following than me because I've seen your interviews on LinkedIn, and I know that I'm not the first one to be doing this. So you're doing a good job too. Anyways, yeah. So focusing on podcasting, I guess we'll give a quick background. Got into real estate in 2016. Started in residential in the Washington D.C. area. One thing led to another. Found myself in the commercial real estate sector, working with ASIN Capital and Concordia Realty. And even bigger right now with Concordia Realty is we're working on a project that we're really excited about called libertyfund.io. Go ahead and type that in your URL and check out libertyfund.io, a project that we're really excited about. But anyways, so I got into commercial real estate roughly 2017 and haven't looked back. Around that time is also when I launched my podcast, Dream Chasers. On Dream Chasers, we bring next level talent to the light. That's our catchphrase. And I really flipped the switch on the podcast after taking the Cash Flow Connections mentorship program late 2017, early 2018. That's a commercial real estate education platform that myself and managing principal of ASIM, Hunter Thompson, have put together. And well, I didn't put it together originally. I was just a student. Now we've gotten to a point where I'm helping facilitate the course, which is just awesome. Been an incredible journey. But what I'm going at is Hunter is really the one who inspired me to take it up a notch with my podcast and get going on it. And I'm really grateful, back to almost 3 years ago that he encouraged me to do it, because I'm starting to see just how much of an influence having that show, even over that stretch of time, can really make in networking and getting to know you. So that's a quick intro.
Cool, awesome. So what would you say, first, two things. One is, what would you advise somebody who wants to do podcast like you? And second, what time, kind of the time frame, like obviously started there and then suddenly shot up, right? So what would you advise people on that factor? Like, it takes time to build anything.
It does take time to build anything. So I think if you're going to get into it, you have to, I would advise, you got to be like, all right, I'm going to do this for the next at least 3 to 5 years. If your mindset is like, I'm just going to do this for like a few months or for a year, you could get, again, depending on your following, maybe you already have established yourself, you're an author or celebrity or something. Starting a podcast from scratch could be easy. But anyways, my main advice is, I read something, I'll never forget, it was an article maybe like 2 years ago. And it said the podcast industry is going to be valued at just over $1 billion by 2021.
Wow.
And we're not in 2021 yet.
Right.
So for the past at least year and a half, I've still been telling people, I know it seems like everyone and their grandma's coming out with a podcast right now, but it's still not too late to be ahead of the curve. There's so many platforms now too that make it easy to get started compared to how it used to be. I highly recommend Anchor.fm if you're looking to start your own show, because you can get across 11 platforms just like that, get your message out, and it's very professional. So, really all it takes is a little bit of courage, the ability to press record, and it's not too late.
Awesome. So I asked this question before too. So, you got the podcast, great. You're in the real estate, commercial real estate space. What's your goal? Maybe 10-year goal, not the end goal. I know I asked you end goal, but let's hear your next 10-year goal. What do you have for yourself as a 10-year goal? Where do you want to get to?
Yeah, one thing a big victory that we had recently at ASIM Capital is, Hunter has the Cash Flow Connections podcast, which is, again, him doing that is what inspired me to really ramp mine up. And I know I help produce that show and bring on guests every now and then. And we just exceeded 20,000 downloads on average per month. And, that's a level that I would definitely like to see Dream Chasers at in the near future, we'll say within the next 3 years. As far as, work with ASIM or at Concordia, as I mentioned, Concordia the energy has recently focused into getting this project off the ground, libertyfund.io. I would say putting as much time and energy into that project, libertyfund.io, which hopefully you can eventually interview Michael Flighton, the CEO, and have him come on here and go into
Yes,
details
I
with
hope
you.
so.
I know so he would be much better to talk to about that. And then, as I mentioned at ASIM, Hunter and I are working on developing the educational platform and just continuing to take that to the next level. It's really remarkable to see where the course has gone from when I first took it almost 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago now, to the quality of investors and students that we have coming through now. I sometimes look at it and I just go, how the heck did I end up here? So to just grow those and take those to the next level, there's maybe no numerical goal with them, but they're both very promising. And I just know if we stick with it, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Gotcha. So there's no personal wealth goal or something goals you have?
Personal wealth goal. I do, I said I want to establish a financial foundation for the next 90 generations of Carswells. I know that's a BHAG, a big, hairy, audacious goal.
Awesome.
But no, I think you and I talked about this, and I took the Grant Cardone approach, because I think once upon a time I used to say the next 9 generations, and then I started thinking to myself, why not 90? Why not 90? Speaking into existence. So that's where we sit right now.
Okay, awesome. Again, thank you for getting on my show, or I don't know, show, my recording, I would say.
Yeah,
we
can start calling it a show.
We can call it a show, but I think it's just a recording. I just would like to, talk to people, whoever I'm curious about, who I enjoy talking to. But thank you for doing it. Again, thank you for recording me. Again, as I had mentioned, the main thing to look up is libertyfund.io. So I'll put it on that link upstairs. So reach out to him about that or his podcast. He's an awesome person to talk to. If you're in real estate and you got something interesting, reach out to him. He'll probably record you or do a podcast with you, and maybe you both can benefit from that. All right.
Thanks,
everyone.